Can you hear me? Hi, Kim. Hi, Carrie. Can you guys hear me? Awesome. Okay. My little crafty mess. Hello. Hey, Alexis, how are you? Let's move this back just a little bit. We'll give it a minute and then we'll get started. Is it cold there? The basement is cold. It was warm yesterday here. It was like 76, but today was a high of 62. I think it was 62 or 57, something like that. Is that not? Is that fuzzy? Oh, there it goes. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? All right, it's 6 o'clock, so we'll get started. So what we're going to do is we're going to create, I'm going to hold this up a little bit, a spray background. We're going to do one like this, and then we're going to do one on watercolor paper. I sent the samples to Kim, but the Yummy Yellow lemons and the Pink Pizzazz raspberries that I did for release, I did the same technique. Hi, Janet. Only I sprayed both the sprays as well as water on watercolor paper. So it turned out different. So I have 3 different papers. So I'll show you what the difference is, how they look. Because you can get different techniques with the same products. So as you can see, this one is done on, and it's just the Ranger glossy paper, glossy finish paper. So that's how I did this one. And then I have pieces here so we can make a card. So what I have is, this is the glossy paper. I have watercolor paper. And then I also have just the white, it's the Hammer Mill, the color copy digital cover. It's a 100-pound cardstock. And this is what I use for most everything. I buy it by the ream on Amazon. I know I'm in the US, so I pay a little less, but I use that for the gel press. I use that for most everything. So we're going to use that as well. And then we're going to use the You Give Me Wings. I've already stamped her with the Kraftin Kimmie black ink and cut her out. So we have her, and then I have the 2 birds cut out so that we can color her after we make our backgrounds. So we're going to use the glossy paper first, but I'm going to show you. So I took the purple petunia, I added, I filled it up about 3/4 of the way with distilled water. And then I added 15 drops of, this is the purple petunia. I did the same with purple pansy. You can see it separates because hybrid inks, you know, do not react with water, which is part of what we love. But that's also, you got to mix them up before you use them. Otherwise, you will clog your spray nozzle. So I warn you of that. I bought, I don't know, it was like 15 of them on Amazon. Yeah, the mini misters work too. Yep, that's what I started playing with, was mini misters. But I went ahead and these were cheap. These were cheaper than the mini misters on Amazon. Like I said, it was like, I don't know, 12 or 15 of them for $8 or something like that. But we're going to make the last 2 sprays. And I do use distilled water. You can use tap water, but if you have really hot, hard water, then you could clog your nozzle. So we're gonna, this is Charming Chartreuse. So we're just gonna add oops. That's 6. Hang on. I like to shake it in between. And I also take beads. So here's just a couple to help it mix. You don't have to do that, but it really helps it get mixed up. So you're less likely to clog that nozzle. Oops, see? I knew that was going to happen, but that's all right. There's no science. It's just what color do you want it to look like? Do you want it to be real light? Or do you want it to be real bright? Yeah, the beads are just a good way to help it mix because, again, they're not going to react with water like a water-based reinker would. So sometimes you can see the pigment floating around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. So now we'll put these other beads in here. So if you look, see, you can see that pigment floating around in there. So if you spray right now without mixing it, you're going to clog your nozzle. Yeah, I love the texture though. I love that using the hybrid inks gives you a totally different look than if you use water-based reinkers. And the Kraftin Kimmie inks stay vivid. A water-based reinker is going to get much lighter when mixed with water. Okay, so I have a little box here because I'm a messy spritzer. Get these off the table. And so you can see how this one starts to separate. So I like to shake it before I spray it. So this is really light. I am a messy spritzer. I'm a messy crafter. If it's too light, you can add more. Okay, so that's the glossy paper. So it doesn't really mix. It kind of sits on there. I'm going to add some more. I almost grabbed the wrong blue. I am an adventurous crafter. I like to play. I like to just create. So we're going to add just a little bit more to the blue. It's not quite dark enough. And this is Mermaid Melody, if I didn't say that. There we go. Get a little more definition there, and then we'll do a little more purple. There we go. All right. So I'm going to move this out of the way to dry. We're going to do these first, and then we're going to come back in and do, then we'll do our coloring, and then we'll come back, and you guys can pick and tell me which one you want to use on the card. So for the watercolor paper, what I did, let's just soak this up real quick, is I spritzed it with water first. So this is just plain water in a distress sprayer. I also have some water with perfect pearls in it. So if you want a pearlized look, we'll give it a couple sprays of that. Then we're going to take our misters and we're going to come in. So you can see on the watercolor paper how it looks different than the glossy paper. So totally different look. I'll bring this one back so you can see how this one really is separate. The ink is not like blended together. It kind of dries as it sprays. Yeah, the perfect pearls give it a nice little look. So, but you can see the difference from this one already. And some beads. You got to find some beads. Like I have a whole drawer full of beads that, I used when I first started crafting that I never use anymore. This is just, I'm sure Jessie would shoot me for using, good watercolor paper. But since I'm not that fancy, this happens to be the Archer's, so I use it. I'm not fancy. Gonna add a little more blue, a little more green over here. And we'll add some purple right there. I'm going to do just a quick blow dry on this so that I can set it to the side, see if we want more color. Okay, we definitely want more color. So then you can just layer, some more color over the top to get, whatever intensity you want. You could always, if you wanted, put some perfect pearls in with your spray. If you wanted it to be a pearlized, I usually just add, I have some, And you can see I spritzed some green over the top. It's just going to sit there now. It's not really going to blend. It's going to blend a little bit, but the colors stay where they are. You don't get a lot of that just movement. And I get real heavy-handed sometimes because I want my color. So I just keep going in and adding it until I'm happy with how it looks. Yeah, no muddiness. They really stay where you put them. And I love that about these. You can't do that with other reinkers. All right, one more coat and then we'll leave it. Okay. So there it is. We'll set it over here to dry. We'll sop up my puddle of ink. But to me, it's fun to come up with different ways to use the products that you have, right? You've already invested in these. Okay, so this is just that plain hammer mill paper. So we did the glossy first. Yeah, see, you have to get inky. I have ink on my fingers already. So this is going to even look different, right? So we're going to start with some green. Trying to get some bigger droplets on there. So you can see this gives you those droplets a little more. Trying to get some blobs on there. There we go. So again, depends on the look you want, right? If you want a smooth look, you can achieve it. I want that inky, splattery look right now. And that's what we have. A nice, inky, splattery, but they're not muddy. You can see the individual colors and you can see all of those little splatter marks. So super fun, super easy. I'm going to spray this one again. This was our first one, but it's dried a little too not splattery enough. We want some splatter in here. There we go. And that's okay. If you don't like it, you can just re-ink it. Every time it's going to be slightly different. Because if I bring this one back in, you can see all the individual splatters. I put some blobs, but they dried. Yeah, you're going to love the differences because they look so different, but we're going to put these away here for a second. and we'll color. Now, like, that's not even exciting, right? Who wants to color? We want to play with the ink. Let me clean the table. All right. What color do you want? All right. I have some blues for her wings, some greens, and some purples. So I thought we could do her hair in green or purple and then her dress in the other color. What do you guys want to see? I do too. I love all of Netta's sets, actually. That's right. Inky fingers mean you've been having fun. So do you want green hair and a purple dress, or purple hair and a green dress? I'm going to color her skin here real quick while you guys tell me what you guys want to see. Purple hair. Okay. Purple hair. Who do I know that has purple hair? Get her little ear there. Purple hair. Okay, we'll do purple hair. Let's get her skin, and then we'll do purple hair. Not me. No, you have pink right now, right? A washed out pink. Okay. We'll blend this out. Her little hands. I love that these are all such sweet little images. They don't take long to color, but they're adorable. They're all so cute, which makes it... Should I zoom in a little bit? Ooh, I think I need to zoom. All right. I realized I was like a mile away. Oh, yeah, you want it fresh. Fresh is that better word for your wedding, like just done. Actually, the little 6-pack, here, let me show you, of bottles that I got from Amazon. It came, the little bottles came wrapped, and it came with a little funnel, which was really nice, because before I was just pouring it and spilling it. So, the little bundle on Amazon made it really nice to have that funnel too. I had a bigger funnel in my craft room, but was a little too big. Okay. Purple hair. when it's curly, I just, I'll put some, you know, little bips like that in there to just kind of make those. Oh, my hand kind of blocks it all. Let me see if I can do it better. Just kind of do the little I try to put in some of those little wavy lines. Curly hair is kind of fun like that because it doesn't have to be those perfect little strokes. Because curly hair is all over. So I want that texture in her hair. Let me get that little bit under her ear. Okay, there we go. So you can kind of see that texture in her hair. All right, we'll do her wings real quick. I have BG05. Hi, baby girl. Thank you. My Ziva had to come give me a kiss. But she won't get anywhere near the camera. She's shy. And then BG01. And then we'll just BG000 for the ends here. And of course, a little glitter, glimmer for those wings, because we gotta have glimmer on those wings. Okay, then we'll do her little dress, and then we'll pull our spritzy little backgrounds out because they're almost done drying over there. So this is G28, and then I'll use my yellow greens after that, but I want this to have a dark shadow. Let's see if you can see. She's so tiny, I can't get my little paw out of the way here. If you don't have beads, what about buttons? Do you have little tiny buttons that you could put in there? Or maybe an eyelet? Do you have old eyelets that you don't use from all those years ago? Anything like that to kind of shake. Because you can see, I don't know if the camera catches that, a small stone, yeah, little pebbles. I don't know if you can see it's darker here, That hybrid ink will separate. Yeah, you can kind of see. So you want, especially on the lighter colors, this one I think is really easy to see that dark ring of color and then the water, where the darker colors stay mixed. Yummy Yellow, I clogged 2 mini misters. Thank you. In trying and playing, and then I started using the went and dug out some beads, and that really helped. Yummy Yellow has a lot of yummy colors in there, and therefore it really wanted to clog the mister. I have not had problems with any of the other colors, just Yummy Yellow, but it was worth it. I loved the background. I loved the way it turned out. I just threw those, they were old mini misters away, and got these other ones. This is now YG07. YG05. And then finally YG03. Oh, you found some. Great. Thank you. I think YG03 is my favorite. I use it even when I do like G28, G24, G21. I will put yellow green 03 over the top to really make it a bright green. All right, let's do her star. I have some YR24. Some YR23. And finally Y15. Just to give it a brightness. And then I did not grab. Where's my W3? We'll leave her little, well, just put a little bit of W3 under her, on her little collar, and then we'll blend it out a little bit with W1 so that it's just the slightest little shadow. So let me hold her up for you. So there she is. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so do you want to see the inky sheets? So this is the first one that we did. This is the second one. So this is the glossy paper. So you can see it kind of dried. kind of as we sat it there. Oh yeah, thank you. I forgot we were zoomed out. Oops, out, not in. Here, let me. So this is the glossy paper. So you can see like those sprays, they kind of stay just how they are because of the glossy paper. This is the watercolor paper. I love the way the water paper turns out. And then this is the plain hammer mill paper. You get all those blobs. And I love that. I love that inky look. There we go. Come on, focus on it, camera. There we go. So what's your favorite? And I'll blow dry that one and we'll finish the card. Do you like the glossy paper, the watercolor, or the plain hammer mill? Watercolor? Carrie votes for watercolor. Anybody else? You like the watercolor? Okay. See, I'm a messy crafter. I like the blobs. All right, let me blow dry this real quick, and then we'll finish this off. Yes, it's really vibrant. It's because of the Crafty Colors hybrid ink. They just, they hold their color, and I love that because you can't get this same look from watercolors. You would have to use a ton of reinkers to kind of get those same vibrant colors. Oh yeah, you could spray it through a stencil. And if you look closely, and I'll see if the camera can pick this up, I don't know if it can, but because I sprayed a little bit of the pearls, the perfect pearls over the top, there is a little bit of a pearlized texture to it, which makes it really pretty. Okay, that'll work. I'll show it. Okay, I don't know if the camera is going to pick that up, but you can see that little bit of pearl in there. All right. I already cut these. Normally, when I'm spraying, I spray first and then I cut so that I can cut the specific section of the paper that I want. But in this case, I did it already. Because I didn't want to waste your time running back and forth to the die cutter, so I just... We'll put some clouds on here. And you know how I am with clouds and need to be glitter paper. Yeah, it's glitter clouds. I did purple. I thought that would be fun. This is Stampin' Up's, though they're white cardstock, or white glitter cardstock. I like that it's truly white and not, you know, cream or some other color. I like my clouds to be white. But I like them to have sparkle and add interest. So, all right. Let me get the little where do we want her? If I can. I have some more clouds too that I cut out. So if we wanted to put some like down here, we can do that. Or a little one. To make it, you know, like she's flying. One thing that you can do too is if you want your, you know, to have a border, in this case, my sentiment, I just take a Copic and run it along that edge. It's like inking it, but with the Copic, I know it's going to match because it's the same color I used on her hair. And it's a nice way to add a little bit more color. In this particular die set, I don't have a layer. I like to layer my you know, like I always have a double layer. I just think it looks more finished, but in this one, I don't have one, so we'll put another cloud on here. Actually, you know what? We'll pop this one up. Give it some dimension. Yeah, it made it pop from the card without, you know what I mean? I don't know if I like that one. But we can color one of these birds too. Well, I'll use the same color as her wings. And that way it'll just give it a little place to. And of course, I gotta check we have an assortment of crafty dots that we would like to use on here. What do we want to use? Some blue, some purple. We can never have enough crafty dots. I love the dots too. I had to be careful when I picked them up, as I have a few extra months here. I can't show you. So we'll do a purple. And a blue. And maybe we'll do this yellow. I don't want to get in trouble. We'll do this one right there. Let me get a little pop up over here for the bird. Thank you. We'll put this little guy up on a pop dot. This one, I have two. I have a mess. Where's the other one? I have a blue handled one. Oh, here it is. But you can see I bent this one. This one is, what is it? Quick Cuts. Right? Wasn't it Quick Cuts? Long time ago. So it is really old. And this one I think, oh yeah, it's Craftwell. You can see it's inky because my inky little hand always picks it up. But that's how I apply them. So these were the rainbow dots. And these were the basic dots because I wanted the darker yellow. And then, let's see. We need a green one. And those are in oh, here it is. One little one left on this pack. We'll put another purple. There we go. Okay. We need a little green. I like to use the tip because I can move it around and see where I want it before I squish it down. Because I'm a little indecisive sometimes about where I want my dots. Ooh. And then, of course, I have them all in order because I'm that anal. All right, let's put them all back here. All right. So there she is. With that fun background. Oops. Would help if I... oh, you have a silhouette one? Yeah, I love that one. And here's those other two. Let me zoom out. So like I said, this is the regular, just white cardstock. Thank you. This is the glossy. And that's what I used for this card, was the glossy. And that's why those dots kind of stuck like they did. And then, of course, the watercolor. The watercolor, it's much smoother. They blend. Gives a much smoother look. Thank you. Any questions? Like I said, just shake them in between when you make them. I'll set these aside. And then they won't clog. The only color that I've had a little bit of trouble with, and I didn't put the beads in that, was the Yummy Yellow. And there is a lot of pigment in the Yummy Yellow. And when you spray it, like I sprayed a ton of it, come on over. I would love, I have a whole scrap room, and I'm the only one that's ever in it. So if you're in Illinois, come on down. We'll play. The Yummy Yellow had a lot of pigment, and you had a lot of that yellow and the orange. Oh, here was one of my first ones when I made that unicorn and rainbows card. This is again on glossy cardstock. So you can see the spray kind of stuck, which is a fun look. Sometimes I have little remnants of pieces. Hang on, I think I might have some Yummy Yellow. Maybe not. No, I must have thrown it away. I usually keep all my little play pieces. But no Yummy Yellow. I threw it away. But it was really, really pretty. Yes, play with Ziva. She loves company. And so does Zeus. Zeus, he's my old man. He's going to be 14 in December. Huh. Hi, Bubby. He's like, hey, I'm right here. Look at me. He's like, hello. He's a ham. So it's funny that you say that. These are Yupo papers that I played with. This one I heat set. So you can see I got it a little hot up here. And this was 2 different colors. So it does work. It is dry. It's not going to come off. It did take a while to dry because of the Yupo. Hey, baby girl. You want to come up here? Come here. You say hi? Thank you. So it will work. I applied this with a dauber like you would alcohol ink. And I sprayed a little bit of rubbing alcohol over the top so that it would blend. So it does work. Like I said, this one I heat set though, and it started to melt. So you just have to be careful. If you're patient and you can, bye Kim, have a good night. If you can just set it aside to dry, it will work. So I put it on the felt and, you know, kind of sponged it on. But like I said, I sprayed a little layer of alcohol. You can see that right here, I did exactly this with my finger to see if it was dry, and it wasn't. But again, that's a nice look too. It depends on what you're going for. I was really just playing to see what I could create with the hybrid inks on alcohol, on the Yupo. So you can do it. Any other questions? If not, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope it was fun. Okay, bye-bye.